And we are back. So, last we left off, the expedition has the lovely members of the crew of the expedition that are present have found themselves still deep within the Atlan Mountains after escaping the Hydra's den, discovered a storehouse for a mythical ancestral beverage of the Dawi, Bugman's Ale. And all of its not only stout drinking properties, but its, one might say, more hearty influence on the party. So much so that they were alleviated in both mind and body. And with a new pep in their step, emptying their water skins and taking more Bugmans with them, decided to set out and finally leave the relative safety of this small warehouse and perhaps attempt to find a way out of this cavern system. As you leave the doors with the molten Dawi statues, you pass by several of the large statuesque motifs on the wall of these ancient dwarven faces, and venture further, following the rail tracks. It's at this point you realize you are gradually moving upwards, slowly but surely. You pass by a few other empty rooms. They were either abandoned or looted hundreds of years ago from the looks of it. Everything is full of cobwebs, and parts of it are actually like piles of just refuse. What maybe once was furniture was destroyed by who or knows what millennia ago. As you continue further and further up, you eventually come to almost like a plateau where it stops slowly rising and opens up into a junction part of this tunnel, or whatever this is that you are in. You actually find a miner's cart tipped over. It appears to be empty. There is a dwarven pickaxe laying next to it, just laying on the floor. Look, Luther's sexually excited. The player is, at least. There are
runes etched on it.
No, there are no runes on it. It's just very fine crafted pickaxe.
Is it dusty? Or does it look like perhaps it's been used recently?
It is ancient, and yes, it looks like it has been sitting on the floor next to this cart for hundreds and hundreds of years. So much so that like the pick part has actually some of the rock has almost calcified over the top of it. You could easily break it out, no problem, but that's how long it's been sitting there. A long time.
A fine pick. Shame to just leave it here.
Does it look more dangerous than the Arabian dagger that I gave to Henry?
This would be a two-handed weapon. And dwarven craftsmanship is known. While it is known to be quite sturdy, it is quite heavy. It would be heavier than a normal two-handed weapon.
Henry's gonna pick it up.
Henry picks it up. It works. It will function as a pickaxe, a war pick, I believe, is what they have them in the. They have it in the weapons section. However, you get to add one encumbrance to it, so it's twice as heavy as a normal weapon.
I can hold a lot of things.
There you go.
Yeah, Henry picks it up, gives it a little twirl.
Give it a
twirl. Something about it feels right.
It has good heft to it. And then you just put it on your shoulder, Henry.
It feels
almost
natural.
Feels natural for Henry. I don't know why.
I'm also
Couple
shirtless, by the
emotions.
way.
Shirtless.
Yeah, my clothes got burned
Puzzle
off.
rippling.
Shirtless.
Looks like
It's like
Derek
Zoolander.
Zoolander. Exactly.
I love it. With that great visual in mind, you see that in the junction there's actually
Walking up the tracks.
tracks and that go in 3 different directions. There's a couple other tunnels that look like they were never quite finished, coming off of this junction as well. As if whatever the Dawi were doing here, they either quickly retreated or they never got the opportunity to finish their work, and long since abandoned whatever this is that you are looking at. So there are 3 possible tunnels to move through. You guys have to pick north, east, or west.
Do we have any sense of the direction that we had gone?
I'm
away.
just using those points on the compass just to give you guys
Okay.
something to
Well,
say.
don't-
There is no generic direction here.
I see.
Is
Yeah.
there one that smells less foul?
I will say,
Always following.
But don't the two of them know like which direction is north or something?
yeah, Lucy and I would know the direction of.
Now, would you know
True
underground,
north.
lost in a cave?
That's a
I
real
don't want to say
question.
yes.
It's what the feet says.
Yeah,
Don't want to say yes, but I think yes.
We
But I
just
think
know.
exactly we would know. I mean,
You just know.
They just
We
know.
know exactly how many turns we've
You will-
taken since we've gone underground.
You guys will suspect. You suspect that the tunnel in the center is northern in direction. Does that mean anything? You have no idea. Is it going to go further down? Is it going to go up? You have no idea. You guys are not one with the earth.
Is there one that looks deeper?
It looks like the tunnel on the right actually does look deeper. It looks like it slightly goes a little. It has more of a decline than the one you just came out of.
Or in the air flow
and
anywhere.
good point.
I would allow my boy Nog to give me perception test at +20.
Okay. One big bad perception test coming up. You know, it makes sense being that I'm incredibly tall and such that I could see over a lot of everything, but not for a fucking 96. I don't see shit. I'm still a little.
It's not. This wasn't so much for seeing. This was for smelling, Nog.
Oh, well,
And
even then.
As you begin to smell, you're like, oh, I smell something delicious.
Smell my own farts.
And then you kind of like look over your shoulder and it's a piece of Hydra meat's on your shoulder, and you're like, you're like, and you get distracted by your new snack that you begin to chew on. You can so. Go ahead, Luther.
As Nog's looking around,
As
or
it
sniffing
does.
around, Henry, I believe was that one of your friends that we saw back there in the Grand Hall? I'm sorry to say, it looks like one of your friends was Ethan. Damn. But the other one possibly still alive? You mentioned your knight commander. What was his name?
And a Dieter.
Dieter, yes. And apparently, your friends were captured here. Perhaps we can still find them and perhaps set them loose.
Well,
get them
that
back
is-
to the Sheik.
I mean, that was the overall goal of this endeavor that I unfortunately brought you all on, that we all might die on now. I do apologize for that. But obviously I would say
will owe
first,
us.
yes, if we make it out of here, but first, we don't know where the hell we are. We're just walking in the dark.
I think Dog's working on it now. Look at him. Just thinking, sniffing. Something's happening up there. Nog, where are we going?
Yes.
Oh. Oh. That way.
That way.
And so to the left.
Yep. He points towards to the left, towards one of the tunnels that way.
Going left.
Going left.
I guess so.
Unless we can figure out something else, I guess. I don't know.
There's not. It's not going to be an easy task.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys begin to move in that direction. Going this direction, you see that the tunnel takes a bit of a curve. As it does, you do see a couple of these smaller rooms opening up on the sides that are relatively empty. But then you come across a room that looks like it's interesting because there's still a door made of iron that looks like it was halfway forced open, but never completely. And it's still shut. The interesting aspect of it is that there is how do I put this? There are char marks in front of the door, almost like silhouettes of bodies. But there's nothing there, as if whatever happened here was so ancient and long ago that the normal evidence of it is no longer present. But you do see that on your way. You could keep going further. You could investigate this. That's up to you guys.
Is the door completely solid?
It looks like it was beat on with something heavy.
From
something
which direction?
Sharp. From your direction, from the outside. Now it's still in place, but it looks like someone had like a big hammer or something that was beating on it. There's just big giant, these giant dent imprints in the door.
Someone trying to get in?
It looks like someone was trying to get in. Yes.
And the char marks are in the door, or they're in the
char marks are out
on
here,
the door.
Out here, like on the door.
Okay, they are on the door.
Yeah.
Like a nuclear char mark, like a nuclear blast of shadow.
Like something, I don't know, exploded and incinerated whatever was in front of the door. Yes.
And you said this at the outdoor, the outside of this little structure, it doesn't look distinct other than its large doors.
Other than this door's intact, and whatever's behind it is you cannot see.
We're gonna take a look at it. It's an interesting door.
You go and look at it.
Walk over to it.
You walk over to it. It is you press on it. It is barred in some way or fashion.
Keyholes, looks like, perhaps locking mechanism.
Strangely enough, you do not see any obvious keyhole.
Any dwarven rune work on the exterior? I know I can't read it, but
yeah, there is no rune work. And Luther, you do not sense like any magic reinforcing the door in any way. You can tell that this is dwarven craftsmanship at its finest. It is like a heavy door that was built to withstand siege a long time ago, and it is not seen use in so long of a time. So perhaps it can be forced, but as of right now, you don't see any obvious way to get in.
Nog, do a little push, shall we?
Yeah, all right.
Just to see.
Go ahead and give me a push knock.
Yeah.
Luther starts to walk back, probably like 30, 40 feet.
Yep.
Bit of a strength
Go
check
ahead,
here.
knock.
Go ahead, knock.
Oh, I pushed hard.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
I can't.
A 20. Is that just 1 degree of success for you?
So under
With
a strength check of 60 minus 30.
Minus 30, so yeah, it's one degree success.
Yeah.
So Nog, you and all of his bulk, you see him, his veins beginning to pop out of his large meaty neck as he begins to, and as he does so, the door begins to slowly move inwards. It takes about 10 minutes or so of Nog at full strength here, pushing, for it to finally open up a gap wide enough for a single person to push their way through. Nog is not going to fit, unfortunately.
No.
I knew you could do it, Nog. As I walk over there and slap him on the back.
Oh, you're welcome. It's fine.
Yep. He just kind of takes a seat outside.
Shall we?
Do the Peter Griffin.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go take a look inside.
Terrible.
Okay, Luther, you peek inside. You peek inside. There's no light in here. I'm assuming you kind of like put your torch in. You're immediately somewhat blinded for a moment, Luther. You're like, as there are reflective surfaces everywhere inside of this room. It appears to be an armory of some kind.
Oh,
God.
Fiddlesticks. My friends, I feel like there's something in here that you all might find interesting. It appears to be some sort of dwarven armory or weapon shed of some sort. Well, let's squeeze on in and see if there's anything you guys can use, perhaps. Perhaps we can clothe Henry. He's quite distracted.
I barely squeezed through because I'm so big.
So you guys are all squeezing through?
Yeah.
Now we'll see if there's anything for you in here. Stand guard.
Yeah, everyone but me is squeezing through.
Nog, you just kind of nod your head.
I don't do a lot of squeezing.
Not
through things anyway.
The 4 of you enter into the ancient armory of whatever this is. All right. As you enter into the room, you see that there are racks of finely crafted weapons gathering hundreds of years of dust, as well as armor, still reflective and pristine, despite the many layers of dirt gathering on some of their surfaces. You notice that the door that you came through, there are piles of armor that have been piled up against the door, as if somebody did this on purpose to keep someone else or something else from getting inside. You see at the opposite end of this armory, which is it's quite large, in fact. At the very end, you see 3 long, ancient, mummified dwarves. And what are you guys inspecting right now?
I'm gonna turn to the dwarves, the mummified dwarves, and I'm gonna bow my head and I say, "May Sigmar guide your souls to where your gods dwell."
Here to steal from you.
As you say that, Wolfram,
we don't need to leave that part yet.
You nod your head, Wolfram. You notice that they don't have they do have some armor on them that has since like crushed the skeleton underneath and whatnot. You notice that 2 of them, the armor has these black barbed bolts sticking out of them, that have penetrated through their breastplates. They're long and barbed along the ridges. You recognize it as some kind of crossbow bolt, but not one that you are familiar with.
Drums in the deep.
What kind of weapons do we see?
So, for
It's the juicy stuff.
all of this purposes, any dwarven weapon of non-black powder means is present inside of this armory.
I didn't understand what you said there.
There are hammers, axes, shields, armor. Now, unfortunately, all the armor is sized for dwarves, so it's not going to fit you guys.
Okay.
The shield will work, however, Henry. Now, everything in here is made to dwarven specifications, so everything is heavy as fuck. But everything is also considered unbreakable. It cannot be shattered by normal means. It is reinforced. Most of it has been reinforced with a strange metal. One that perhaps Luther has heard tales of. Gromreel, one might say. Similar.
Much.
Exactly, and it has been very thinly reinforced, much of the dwarven steel, making it unbreakable, but heavy.
So, my friends, if you see a weapon that you would want, you should take it. Extremely valuable, unbreakable.
Maybe we should get one for Nog.
We should.
In Nog's hand, they wouldn't be big.
Any great weapons that might make a regular weapon for him?
It would be like a hand
warhammer
weapon for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a two-handed warhammer would be like a hammer for Nog.
So he goes in there with two of them.
He could.
Nog, I peek my head out. Nog, how do you feel about hammers?
Oh, I like hammers quite a lot.
All right. And
smashing.
Nog says he wants hammers.
There's also axes. They have
picks up. Ooh.
great axes, a regular axe, hand axes. They have there's maces, there's hammers, there's war hammers.
I'm gonna grab a dagger and is there any short swords?
They do have daggers. There are no swords.
Axes.
No swords.
Axe is a basic weapon. Hand axe is a basic weapon.
It is.
Right? Luther's going to pick up an axe.
Okay. Grab a hand axe, Luther. Take it off the weapons rack. Oh, yeah. It's heavy. Everything is double the encumbrance that it should be.
Good thing Mistress makes me carry her coal around. Luther's actually very well suited to carry heavy things. So
I love it.
Strong legs.
He's got strong legs, strong back.
Strong back. There's no chainmail, perhaps, that we could throw on.
Not that you can.
Henry.
Not that you're going to be able to well wear appropriately.
What if we took some of the chainmail, if there's chainmail, and used it as some sort of metal coif? Not really. Just kind of draping it over the.
It's not gonna work. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna game your way out of this one.
Damn it. I don't assume they have any kind of Gromreel staff or anything.
No, there is no staff. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Give me a perception check though, Luther.
All right.
Axes and scimitars have the same stuff, right?
Oh, not bad.
I'm looking at
It's not good, Luther.
Oh no,
I
Axe
don't
has
see
hack,
anything.
but it's unbalanced. But Scimitar has slash.
Yeah. But they do the same. I think they do the same damage. Yes.
Yeah, they do
as
the
far
same
as-
damage.
Yeah.
Just keep
The great axes did
scimitar.
something else. I thought they did.
The great
Well,
great
that's
axe does way
damage.
more.
Okay. Yeah.
Two-handed weapon though.
Yeah.
Luther's actually going to get a great axe and a great hammer for Nog.
Just drag him out to him.
Kind of just drag him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Nog just picks him up. Oh.
Oh no, hack like destroys armor. Well, slashing can get an extra critical on it.
Any throwing axes in there?
There are throwing axes.
I don't know who can use throwing axes. I can't, but
So excited for no reason.
I mean, Marius used to use them back in the day. You know,
Marius.
brings back memories. This is all bringing back memories. You know.
I know it does.
Henry found that pick.
The problem is like I can't carry much.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I can carry in terms of weight. I can, but I'm carrying like a shield, a pickaxe, two-hand axes.
Henry, do you want to?
My encumbrance is 14 though.
Do you want to pick up a shield?
Definitely pick up a shield. That is happening.
The Dawi shield counts as a 3 shield instead of a 2.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Large.
It counts as one size. It counts as one size larger. It is heavier, but it does not. It is not. It isn't physically larger though. So
Yeah. Definitely taking that.
and it is also unbreakable. This shield is.
Debating if I want to use an axe or keep the scimitar.
It's up to you guys. Everybody's getting geared up, taking all these weapons. Luther's looking around. He's like, a staff! Damn it! Not one!
Staff.
I know. I have the same feeling.
Lucy and I
Sorry,
have to
Lucy.
feel you're in the same boat as I am. Such crude weaponry.
This is all too unwieldy for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
I will be taking this axe though. I put it in my. I still have my clothes,
Enamored
right?
of the axe. You
Yes.
really like the axe.
They didn't want to take my coal.
No, they did
sooted
not.
robes.
They did not. They didn't take your robes. They just took shiny things. So like all of Henry's armor. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm taking an axe. I'm gonna give Wolfram his scimitar back. I'm picking up an axe.
Okay.
I'm just grabbing a dagger to go with that. So
That's fine. Yeah, they do have. There are daggers, but there are no swords. So, okay, we've collected weapons at this point.
Crossbows.
Gone.
There are no. You do not see any crossbows here.
Okay. Just checking.
So, are we moving on?
Yes, unless there's something else in
So-
here we see that might be useful.
There is a There are several crates of candles and hard hats.
Hard hat, you say? Oh,
And the candles fit into the top of the hats.
goodness
I
gracious.
like
Miners'
to
hats.
try one of those and see what would fit in my head.
Will it fit my
Is it-
head?
It will. It'll
Does it
fit in
count as
your
armor?
They are large and unwieldy. They do count as 1 point of armor if you strap them on.
Hey, I'm gonna take one of those
please.
since I lost
My friends, let me tell you.
I lost my leather cap.
Everybody takes these minor helmets.
Yeah.
Straps them on. They have a slot on top for a candle to be put in place.
Luta, would you like to do that?
Like we have.
I would be honored. And
Okay. They're considered like a helmet. So
I can't wear
if somebody attacks you and they get even number on the attack roll, it still hits and bypasses the armor. If it's an odd number, it hits the armor. Because it's not like a full helmet. So help.
Luther points out to Henry. Henry? Helmet? Yes,
He
yes.
puts it on.
Lights. I light the candle, you know.
Light the candle.
Something about the helmet. The helmet feels good too.
It feels good. Something about
Well,
the miner's helm.
Miner's helm?
Thank you.
And I light his
It
candle as
illuminates
well.
the area too.
Yep.
Ah, yes.
You don't need, and it leaves your hands free, Wolfram.
A fine working crew.
Yep. As
That's
Nog,
an entire suit, you Wolfram.
Nog, you're standing outside, and then suddenly 3 of your 4 companions come out, and they're wearing miner's helmets with little candle lit on top of them.
Everyone has a fancy little hat now. Oh, it's so perfect.
I would have gotten you one, Nog, but your head is too large.
Oh, that's all right. I've got my wee little hat. It's fine.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab a
You're all looking very dapper
three
in
more
new
candles
hats.
for a refill for
Of course, yeah. Why not?
for
Oh,
spare.
that looks like a good idea.
Are you venturing further down this tunnel, or are you going back to the main junction?
I guess continue on, right?
Okay.
Keep going.
So far, this tunnel delivers.
Yeah.
It's not rocks.
You venture further into the darkness. Your flickering candles illuminating the tunnel before you. As they do so, you come to a section where the tunnel gives way to a larger cavern, and there is a bridge that looks like it spans quite a large gap. However, the bridge has been shattered at some long forgotten time and is impassable.
So dead end.
Pretty much a dead end, yes.
I reckon that means we have to
Head
turn
back.
around.
Yep.
Turn around, venture back. That leaves 2 unexplored sections. There's one that slightly goes down, and then there is the northern tunnel that goes, you're not exactly sure where.
There's one that actually goes downward.
It has a decline to it, steeper than the initial tunnel that you took to get up here.
But the other one's going upward.
You're not sure if it's going up or at the same level, but there's one that's obviously going down. Let's put it like that. There's only 2 you haven't taken yet. One of them's going down. The other one you're not sure where it goes. At least it's not going down.
I assume we are traveling upwards. No. Which?
We did fall
What
quite
is
a way.
our
Do we
elevation?
want to go further or get out of here?
If we travel upwards, we might be able to figure our bearings. We do find the surface. Then we can always head back
Let's
down.
go- let's try to go up, and if we're in the wrong, we will turn around.
We begin to go up then. As we go through the northern tunnel, it does, after a few hundred yards, it slightly begins to incline as you begin to move upwards. It does a weird spiral where it begins to kind of like do a corkscrew upwards. At one point it gets quite steep, and all of you, it takes a little bit more effort than normal for you to move. And as it does, you begin seeing strange lumps of metal here and there, fused with the ground. You would be able to determine that they look like molten suits of armor from some long forgotten time. I'm sure Luther is fascinated by the amount of heat that he is seeing on display here. And then you see something very, very interesting. In so much that there is an offshoot off of this corkscrew. It still goes up, but there's a bit of an offshoot that looks different, in that instead of seeing molten lumps on the floor, you see 2 Dawi mummified corpses in some tattered remnants of armor, destroyed weapons nearby, leaning against the wall of what it looks like another tunnel shaft. In addition to that, there's another form. Well, would you see that? You would see markings, as if there was a struggle in this area, leading down the tunnel.
Markings do they appear to be like
signs of battle?
Scuff.
Like chunks of the wall where like an axe or a hammer smashed into it. Dents in the floor where something large impacted. Things like that.
Okay. Some great battle must have eradicated these dwarves. Pushed them out of their hold here.
How long ago do you think this scuffle occurred?
I don't know. The level of heat involved in all of these deaths is
It is disturbing.
Yes, disturbing. Very disturbing.
Yes, fascinating. Also, yes. Is this? Should we keep going, or is it time we should explore the third option?
I feel like we're still making our way up, right? We were corkscrewing up.
Yeah, and it's still going up. This is just a little plateau area where there's an off tunnel. There does appear to be rooms down off this tunnel.
We can explore this off tunnel if you would like. Henry, Wolfram, Nog, and
I'm fine to explore.
Up and out of here.
As long as I fit.
I don't see anything wrong with continue going up.
Yeah, I mean, you're the smart one. You think this is the way to go?
well, let us head up. I guess.
So far, I mean, everything we've been in, it's like eons old. There's nothing recent.
No,
It doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
quite old. Who knows what riches there might be to plunder? Who knows?
What horrors?
I only have so many arms and legs.
Well, there is no telling.
Luther is very.
Are you leaving this part of the tunnel behind?
He said it looks like more signs of battle lead down this tunnel. And this tunnel, as we're looking down, can we see the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, you can. It's not far.
We can see it. We can see it.
Yeah, you can see it. So it's just a couple hundred feet.
A couple alcoves. It looks like doors.
Yeah,
on
there's
the
a couple doors. Mm-hmm.
Can we see signs of battle or anything on the doors?
From where you're at, you can see that. Yeah, there's scuff marks and whatnot. You do see another body, but it looks different, and it's further down the tunnel. It doesn't look like a dwarf.
There's a body down there.
I have a curiosity.
Strange. And Nog, go take a look.
Okay.
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 And he begins to
Would you
lumber.
like a perception test?
Not yet, Nog. Not yet. You begin to move down the hallway. Nog, there's a couple doors you pass by. One of them looks smashed in. The other one looks like it's holding true before you get to the end of the hall. There's another door at the end of the hall where this body is laying. Do you want to just move to the corpse, Nog?
Yeah, I can move it out of the way if I need to.
Nog, it's the size of a man.
Yeah.
Which is not big for you.
No.
But as you get closer, you see that it's armored, whatever it is,
Yeah.
black armor.
Oh.
It looks long dead. It looks like a man, strangely enough, Nog.
Yeah.
The features look strange, though. Why don't you give me a perception test, Nog?
All right. Let's see how well I know.
See how well your sniffer does. You give plus 20 to this because of your
nice
infatuation.
So that's let's see, what was it, perception? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a 26 under a 30, so 26 under 50.
Okay. So, Nog, as you begin to smell it, you are a fine accoutrement of all types of flesh. A gourmand, excuse me. A gourmand of all types of flesh and meats.
I know things.
Of various races. Some might think, why would you eat such a creature? But to you, Nog, everything is on the menu. And as you smell the corpse, Nog, you get a whiff. You're like, oh, it smells like elven jerky for some reason.
Yeah. So this was once an elf?
This was once an elf.
I'm going to eat it.
It looks like it's been dead. Okay, Nog immediately grabs it and begins to...
How's it going down there?
Oh, God!
I believe he's eating it.
Damn it.
Well, it's been dead for a while. It's just in the
bring back the armor. The armor.
He's just
I brought the armor. I eat the armor.
Picks out some. What was that, Wolfram?
Do the doors down there look similar to the ones to the armory?
They do not. They don't look as heavy.
Okay. There's got to be a black powder room around here somewhere. Yeah.
Would you like to check a door?
I would like to check it. I'd like to at least stick my head in the smashed open one and just take it around.
You take your head in the smashed open drawer. It's hard to tell. It looks like these might be bunks in this particular room. All of the beds have rotten and fallen away at some point. It looks like there was a fire in here as well.
Okay.
You see a couple like charred bodies, but other than that, nothing of interest.
What about the door that was closed that he passed to get to the elf corpse?
Are you gonna try it?
I'd like to.
Okay. You try the door. It swings open. I need you to give me a dodge roll, Wolfram.
Shit. All right. Give me a second here. Pretty good at that, actually.
Let's see how good you are, Wolfram. Let's see how good you are.
Good.
I hope that's a critical success and not a failure.
No, that's a fail.
Critical failure, I might add. Is it?
I'm not that good. Damn it, man.
It's at this point, Wolfram, you feel a whisper in your ear. One might say a dark whisper that will allow you to re-roll this dodge roll, but you will take a point of corruption in the process. It's up to you. It is your choice.
How many does Wolfram have already?
He did it. He did it. A 20.
Oh, you took it.
20.
Did it.
I've got 3 levels of success.
3 level success. So Wolfram, you feel a twinge, an embrace, even, as you hear a twang, a familiar twang of something sprung as soon as you flung the door open. And instinctually, you freeze at first. You're like, oh shit! And then somehow, some twist of fate, some mechanism begins to click in place in your mind as your mind slowly warps under the presence of some unknown creature. And you're able to spin and move out of the way as a large serrated bolt impales the wall where you were once standing with a crack. As you peek inside, you see that there is a long dead corpse of an elf. In its hands is a strange looking crossbow. And it looks like it had something tethered to the door, that when you moved the door, the weapon was expended.
Wolfman, be careful. What happened down there?
Some kind of trap I set off. I don't know. I assume I feel a little darker inside. I don't need to mention that. But it's my lightning reflexes saved my life.
Almost inhuman.
Natural quickness.
I'm getting close, though.
I have to start sharpening my axe.
Praise Sigmar for my pure soul. It's also. Is there anything of interest in there besides my new corruption point?
You look inside, Wolfram. You see that there are 3 bodies in here, 3 elven bodies. They're wearing chainmail armor, as well as they each have these strange weapons, swords that are barbed and serrated. And the one crossbow you see, it doesn't look normal. It looks like it is fashioned in a way that it can shoot multiple times before needing to be reloaded. One might say a repeating crossbow.
Oh man. Does regular ballistic skill work with that, or do you? I would have that.
It does.
Okay.
There's a ranged crossbow.
There's a ranged
Skill.
crossbow, though, is the only thing.
Just wouldn't get your bonuses for your.
I'm walking up as well.
Okay.
What type of swords are these strange?
So they appear to be long swords, short swords. They're hooked and serrated in many places. They don't look friendly. Almost as if the crafter designed them in such a way to make them look like torture implements.
Okay.
They are finely made weapons, however. Do you touch one of the swords, Lucian?
Not anymore.
I'll take one of the short swords.
You pick it up. It is unbelievably light, like a feather, as you pick it up, and it is so finely made and keenly sharp. You think that you could easily slide this through a man's flesh with just a bit of effort.
I will also pick up one of those swords if it has not turned him into a frog or a monster.
You pick it up. They have strange symbols on them that you do not understand, either of you. However, they look wicked, but they also look extremely effective.
What about the chainmail?
The chainmail is sized for a elf, but that's the same size as a man.
I'm not going to wait. I'm going to grab some chainmail and start. This player always does this.
There are 3 sets of chainmail inside of here. They are, as you begin to strip down the long dead elven corpses, you notice that the chainmail itself is like stained with soot, black almost. There are little hooks on the inside of the chainmail that would perhaps pierce into your flesh if you were to place it on. You're not sure what the purpose of them are for, but it's there. This is considered so light that it does not have encumbrance when you put it on. It has 0 encumbrance.
But it has inward-facing
little barbed hooks.
Barbed hooks.
Mm-hmm.
That would like these are like flagellant.
Perhaps.
I happen to know another
Practitioners of some kind
workshop
of-
what's going on here. I don't know if it works with the same type of dark elves.
Why would there were something like that?
It doesn't make sense.
Don't know. It's very curious.
Or is this some kind of prison?
They've been, from my understanding, legends that should be true. They are. Some of the elves are known to be sadistic.
Sadistic or masochistic?
Both.
Oh. I think I will
They are elves.
take a set and see if perhaps a skilled smith might
Perhaps we
file
can
these
file these
elves
down.
down.
Yes.
Do you guys want to put it on?
I'm gonna stow it.
Yes, of course I do. Let's get it out of the way. I'm going to put on.
Wolfram, wait! Wait, you're
Begins
stripping
to,
naked.
begins to
I literally made a joke about this yesterday.
Okay. Begins to put the chainmail on.
I always touch the cursed stuff. Yeah.
It is this chainmail is made out of a very rare substance, known only to elves. So you might be able to guess what it is. However, it is also made in such a way that it is difficult to take off.
Yes.
So Wolfram,
So it's got barbed hooks in it.
as you place it on your body,
Oh,
you feel
Wolfram,
it.
careful.
It feels uncomfortable at first.
Mm.
How many points of corruption do you have, Wolfram?
Oh, shit. I already have 4.
Wolfram, it feels uncomfortable, but you like it a little,
All right.
just a little bit.
I don't know. The pain. It's a little. I feel like a desire to hurt an enemy. I think I will wear it. See how I will do. All right. Is there any other? Is that
I
body?
was. You have chainmail for your entire body,
Okay.
so you can mark it for everything.
Keeping my axe ready.
I will say it does not look. It doesn't look normal
No.
for intensive purposes.
Yes.
It has a fashion statement that says,
Yes.
"I am a edgelord."
For sure.
And
It's the ebony male.
exactly. So just so you know, if other people saw you in it, they might suspect you are a deviant of some kind.
And you can't take it off now.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I put a robe over it.
you can take it off. It just would be difficult to do so.
Cost me several wounds, I think. So is that what's the armor point? Is that 2? So that would my whole body, you said?
Your whole body. You have chainmail across your entire body.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
take it off for you.
Yeah, by the head.
As far as that is concerned,
What about the short swords?
So they're considered short swords. They just have almost no weight. So as far as the armor is concerned, chainmail is considered a 2. So you have a 2 across your entire body.
Good.
It is flexible. The coif is considered partial.
Kind
of like
coif.
Oh my
That's-
god! I didn't
that's
realize
quite-
it.
Oh shit!
Oh man!
Super edge now.
It's a full set of chainmail.
Wolfram.
It looks like there was probably
the king of the edgeness.
It looks like there was probably leather or other pieces that sat on top of it that didn't last the test of time. This is the only thing that survived.
Well, what about my leather stuff right now? Does not work with it?
You can put your leather on top of it.
Okay. Underneath to stop the barbs. All right.
Yes.
All right. Well, this will be a fun piece of gameplay to see how this torments me. Still, 3 armor points is better than if I lose a wound every turn, it's still better than at least have 3 armor points.
You will not be losing a wound every turn.
Okay.
The short swords and long sword, if you guys are picking those up, they're considered light. They are also considered unbreakable just because they have so much flex, and they are considered damaging, meaning that you can either take the success levels on a hit or the last die number as far as the additional damage you apply.
Pretty good.
If you are going to take the edgelord weapons, because they all, similar to Wolfram's chainmail, they also look like implements of a dastardly individual.
Did anybody take the crossbow?
I'm not touching that.
Anybody can take it.
I'll grab that.
Okay. You have a repeating crossbow. Lucien. Do you have any? It has a full set of bolts. The repeating crossbow can fire. Oh, please let while I find it. It has the same thing as... There it is. It can fire 4 bolts, and it has a reload of 5.
Does that mean 5 success levels of reload?
Yes, to fully reload it, you have to have 5 levels of success, yes.
Can you partially reload it?
No, you can't. You have to fully reload it once it's empty. So, but it holds 4, so it's a repeater of 4.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It also has the damaging trait, and the bolts have penetrating and I think that's it, right? Yeah, they have penetrating. Yeah. The weapon itself is considered damaging, and then the bolts themselves that it has are considered penetrating. And it looks like there are between the 3 individuals, you find about 40 bolts.
Shit. I forget how to use this thing.
You will have to learn how to use a crossbow to be able to use it properly. But yeah.
That's great, everyone. Wolfram,
When they lose, you'll find something.
There's another door.
Maybe
Let's
there's an
check out
edgelord
Oscar
staff.
Edgelord staff and
There's another door.
Staff of the Edgelord.
I'm gonna head to the other door in my new fancy paint
It
armor.
emits darkness from it.
Nog's over there still kind of like snacking on his elf jerky by the door that you're approaching now, Wolfram. You push the door
I've been
open?
given all my tiny little hammocks,
Yeah.
Slowly.
You read about
Playing, I've left the skulls and I'm playing little drums with me hammers on the little elf skulls.
You push the door open, Wolfram. As you do so, you see that there is a large stone desk that graces the middle of this larger room. For some reason, it reminds you of like an office or of some kind. There are stacks of ancient-looking paper on the surface of this desk. There's a couple of these stone chairs that have been knocked over, sized for dwarves. However, there are several rolls of parchment, large rolls that are kind of like scattered across the floor. One in particular catches your eye as you kind of like look in. It looks like a map of some kind.
This is Luther.
Well, it was Wolfram at first.
Oh, sorry.
The Luther's in there. He's gonna take a map.
Luther peeks in. Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I'll be in here with Wolfram and his creepy armor. I mean, beautiful armor.
I think it looks quite nice.
Oh yes, I can see your nipples.
Strength.
And
No, it's strange that they stick out, but
it
makes you feel manly.
Yeah.
It's a very sheer.
Sheer. I mean, anyway.
There's also something around my
I'm
backside.
gonna be peeking over Luther. I'm gonna be peeking over Luther's shoulder at the map.
Okay. There's a map, and it appears to be a map of a tunneling system of some kind. It's written in, like, the writing on it is written in dwarven runes, so you can't understand it, but you recognize it as some kind of plans for some kind of excavation. It looks like they have stuff marked on here. The two of you have map making skills? Or one of you?
I do.
Henry does.
Henry does.
Henry
We just have
you
compass
just give
powers.
good directions. Yeah.
Orientation.
Henry, if you were to look at it, which I'm assuming he will at this point, you'd be able to determine, looking at it, that this is a map of the tunnel system you're in. You see that the tunnel you did not venture down into is where these dwarves were digging to. Looks like they have several markings on it that shows that whatever they were going after, that's where they were going to find it. You also see that this corkscrew pattern, as you're looking at the kind of like schematics here, it winds upwards, and there are more tunnels, and it looks like there's one that breaches the surface. And you have found a map.
This is us. This is that tunnel we didn't go down. Up here, that I assume is the surface.
We came here to rescue your uncle or a friend, whatever his name is.
Commander Dieter.
Yes, Commander Dieter. We should try to, I guess. Look at you all. You're quite imposing now. Helmets, with candles on them.
We all look very
Sword,
fancy, right?
weaponry, new hammers and axes, shields.
Oh, I have a spiked codpiece.
Yes, spiked codpiece. Fancy crossbow.
One shoots off. Pew! Oh shit!
Tunnel pop.
Does that tunnel on the map, does it look like it leads up to a great hall or close to a great hall? Is there a great hall?
It looks like, so there's not necessarily a hall. It looks like this is a mine. And it looks like this was never finished. It looks like this was probably going to be some kind of outpost, Henry, that obviously was abandoned because it came under attack at some point.
Yes.
Who knows how long ago. There does appear to be almost like a warehouse section towards the top. but I wouldn't consider it a hall.
And there's nothing that shows it connecting to where we fell through the floor.
No, there is nothing like that. Now that also means that there may be sections of this plan that are no longer viable because this was made who knows how long ago, and who knows how many changes have been made to it since then.
Yes.
Or how much the goblin's digging has penetrated the schematics of mine. Whereas
the only viable option I see is we go topside or we investigate this unfinished tunnel. Perhaps the goblins may have finished the rest of the way, but I assume the commander is not here. Judging for what we see here.
I guess we explore the tunnel, try to find the commander.
I like that idea. I think let's go look for some trouble.
Yes.
Down below we go. Feeling much more ready to roll, we might say. The crew here ventures downwards, taking the corkscrew down back into the main junction section.
Last save point.
Exactly. You get to
his pick.
You get to the section of
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay, you get down to that main section, and then you take the only tunnel you had not taken that goes downwards. Who's leading the way?
Wolfram, because Edgelord now.
Wolfram with his black powder, rifle at the ready.
Black powder on the armor, black powder on the rifle.
He's all kitted out. He's ready to go. You begin to move downwards. As you do, you start seeing strange little flecks in the wall. Now this wall becomes more and more natural. The normal cart tracks that you guys have been following, they stop. They were never finished. And you start to see veins of a silvery metal in the wall. And after a little bit of time, it opens up. And there is a large wall that has been blown out, either through explosive means or through digging. That has opened up a massive vein of this silvery metal that is just glinting. A untold amount of this mineral deposited here. Luther, the metal in particular, is giving off aspects of the wind of metal. It is, whatever this element is, it is magical in nature.
This is very overwhelming.
What's the matter, Luther?
It's this is all very, very, very valuable. If someone was to tap this mine, I dare say they could buy the Reichland.
Wait.
Mark this on the map. Someone jot this
Someone
down.
mark this on the map.
If it's so valuable, why is not some anybody here? Whether it's dwarves or these elves or some other type of creature.
They appear to have killed each other, and now there's goblins here. But if we're to tell the right count, a few regiments would be able to clear out these filth, surely.
That's a good idea, sir. Yes.
As you say that, you do see that there are in this large cavern section, there are crude totems set up around different parts of the metal vein that resemble bone-like chimes and scattered refuse of the Sand Sneakers. And there is a small tunnel, kind of hidden around a vein, that perhaps leads back to the Goblin Warrens.
Smell their shit from here.
Well,
Goblins.
In we go.
In we go.
Yes.
Let's go kill them.
Protect me.
Protect
I
me.
think it's in the middle between everyone.
As you pass by the large vein of this very desirable metal, you enter into the smaller tunnel section, and you immediately are assaulted with the smell of shit and raw meat and strangely fungal brew, perhaps, as you've made it back within the goblin tunnels. You travel for some time, and it goes from being a normal tunnel system to a maze where there's too many options to take, and you end up just following random pathways, not sure where to look or where to go. I'm gonna need somebody to give me an outdoor survival roll.
Is anybody better at that than 30?
Not me.
Luther is
Luther.
the best at it.
Go Luther.
Ooh, pretty poorly. I'm gonna re-roll.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll.
Oh,
Critical fail?
Oh,
critical fail.
ouch.
That's my last one. I can't re-roll that. It's critical fail.
Perhaps, a dark
Oh,
tinkle,
yeah,
a whisper,
there we go.
one might say.
A tactical.
Only part member's gonna get
Maybe
killed.
a little slither in the back of Luther's mind allows him to re-roll at a cost.
Say nay.
Nay?
Oh,
You take the critical fail?
Saves it all.
Oh,
Okay,
bro.
Ah, yes, your soul is stronger.
Don't be a fool.
Then Wolfram's weak.
Nah, man.
Okay.
I got a pure cell, bro.
So, you get lost in the maze of tunnels. Luther, at some point, you're like, I think it's this way.
This way,
And
sure.
pointing a
Look at
couple
this
different ways, and you guys are coming across totem after totem at this point. And then you stumble into something. You're kind of like, I think it's this way. You stumble in, and you're like, oh my. As you look around, there is nothing but blood and refuse coating the inside of this circular chamber that you have entered into.
This seems like the wrong way, my friends.
Yeah, it seems like the wrong way. As you go
Turn
to turn
around.
around, turn around, you hear a grumble, and then sitting up behind you, scratching its head. You think it might be Nog. It's large enough to be Nog, but it has blue, like thick hide-like skin that is stretched over meaty, gargantuan, muscular arms.
Oh no.
A massive bulbous nose with a round, kind of like hunched down head. And you see there's a troll that's kind of like sitting up out of some refuse, stretching, and looks
You're
towards
dreaming.
the five of you.
Nobody moves.
As you do that, Luther,
Vision's based on movement.
you hear a cackle coming out of a chamber, out of a connecting chamber, Luther. It sounds feminine but deep and burly. And you watch as another stooped head, large as the creature you saw previously, steps through, folds of fat and flesh, gargantuan. It is female, kind of. It appears to be a river hag, a trollkin of some kind, draped in this disgusting. It's holding a giant gnarled piece of wood in its hands that functions almost like a walking staff, with entire human skulls dangling off of it. As it kind of tilts its head. I see we've got guests. Starskit said we would be expecting someone.
A moment of your time, madam.
A moment
of
of
your
time. As you do, you hear screams
heard
and
the good word?
shouts as somewhere between 10 and 15 night goblins pile out in the tunnel behind you. They look crazed and they smell a fungal brew, and they each carry a large, very, very large metal spiked object attached to a chain that they begin to like drag behind them, and they're beginning to like move like this and shifting and moving behind you, and you, with your critical fail that you refuse to re-roll, are in a horrible, horrible ambush, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of the Expedition of the Damned.
It's my job to make this. It's my job to make the stupid choices, by the way, y'all. So
It's fine. It's fine.
Fortunately, you're ranged, guys.
And then-
It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
And then there were 20 goblins.
Exactly.
And then there were
And then-
6 black orcs. What are you gonna do?
and
And
then
then there was a giant
Spirit.
Wait.
riding up
What?
my truck.
what the actual?
It's gonna be great, guys.
What the actual? Oh yeah, you're having fun.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
We're all having fun.
Well, let's do favorite moments of the night. From everybody. Let's start with Wolfram. Favorite moments of the
Oh,
night.
I don't know. So many things. It's probably my new BDSM armor that I just got. So I'm so terrified. What's gonna happen to me? I don't know. I'm gonna go into frenzy or something terrible at the worst time. I'll be at the children's hospital. I'll be like, or something terrible. And I'm really close to a mutation. So it's gonna be a fun couple sessions. I think I gotta
To kill you.
Henry can help you with that.
Mutation.
My
that
favorite
right off.
part was my incessant greed that once again is getting me in terrible trouble. So
How about Nog?
There are so many great moments of the night. Well, let's see. There was butchering a Hydra, eating a Hydra, eating an elf corpse.
Did like jerky.
Yeah, that was pretty. Oh, and everyone in the party getting that fancy hat, just like yeah. That's the hit. That's one of my favorite parts.
I do enjoy the candle.
Everybody
It's one
got
of
a
my favorites.
this little light of mine.
How about Lucien Levesque? Favorite moment of the night.
Probably just the exploration. Finally finding some loot.
Some loot.
Varieties. Some fancy ales.
A fancy ale.
Some dwarven and elvish handiwork. That's probably my favorite part.
Good. How about Luther? Favorite moment of the night, Luther?
Yeah, it felt good doing some exploring, some spelunking, around these tunnels and such. I really enjoyed that. You did a good job of recreating like this ancient battle or extermination or something that happened in this outpost.
Something happened.
But my favorite part was when we came up on that plateau, following the tracks, and there was a pushed over minecart. There's a pig in there. And all these feelings started rushing towards me.
All these feelings.
Nostalgia. I was like, oh,
Pick of
I grabbed
destiny.
it. I was like, oh, that's not me. I can't lift it anymore.
No,
I don't
don't
have the strength. It was great. I'm glad Alan picked it up though. So
So sad.
that's someone. I don't know. That someone got to pick up that pick. It was cool.
Let someone use it.
Yeah.
How about Henry Berthold? Favorite moments of the night, Henry?
If you were a loved one, feel the gentle, loving embrace of chaos and corruption. Contact Henry Berthold. He will relieve you of that via the axe.
The axe.
My favorite part was getting the pickaxe and the helmet. It feels right.
It feels right.
It feels right. It feels at home.
It feels at home. It feels home. Attractive.
Glad to have him back in the party.
Get it back. Got it back. Got it all back. I'm so glad that we could make that happen.
Well, we found a potential, source of revenue for after our.
That is true. That's
after
very
our
true.
Expedition. Should we survive?
Should you survive? You could also, give the information to the expedition. Maybe you make them some coin. Who knows?
Give them some coin. Maybe what about us?
What about us? Exactly. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. If I had a favorite moment, though, I didn't know if we were going to get to the fanatics or not, and we did. Oh, we did. But then I had to add the extra encounter because you critically failed, which you combined encounters. I loved it. So we get the trolls, and we also get the fanatics at the same time. You guys took out a Hydra. You're fine. You're going to get them all out of the way. When you get out of the way, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about this. Those fanatics only hit like fucking hard as hell. It's gonna be great, guys.
This sounds amazing.
There's only 15 of them.
It's only 15.
Put on that chainmail.
It's gonna be awesome.
We did fine last time we fought them.
Did fine. It's gonna be fine.
Did we?
Right? Did we? Guys?
So awesome game, guys. As far as a viewer decision is concerned, let me pull up what I had written down. Where are you? There you are. Why aren't you scrolling? Boom. Okay. So, as far as a viewer decision is concerned, thank God we got to see the fanatic. That's what won, obviously. I need to know the raven or the rat. That is going to be our selection for the next leg of the expedition. And we'll see how it goes. The raven or the rat. Leave your choices down below.
Something good, like
it could be. It's something great.
The gold or the silver.
Could be.
That
is. I mean, that is
would
something
be bad
good.
too.
These are both good options, I feel like. So
The meat or the mead? How about some,
You got mead. You guys are fine. You're fine.
We did. It was delicious.
We did get into this.
Yeah, I'm at the drink up
So-
real quick.
Regardless, though, thank you guys very much for watching. I, of course, have been Jumbo Thick. This has been the Expedition of the Damned. Do make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Dan, the Dan Decker. Got links in the description to a bunch of his social media presences. And, of course, leave some comments down below. We love to see them. We love to respond to them. And vote for the viewer decision. Help to affect the game for the next episode. And we look forward to seeing you then. Everyone, have a good day.